Very good afternoon to all. Welcome to Tally CA Connect. So our expert for today is CA Anand Paurana. As I can see the comments from the audience, Anand sir needs no introduction, but for the people and the YouTube when we are going to upload. So CA Anand Paurana is a tech enthusiast and a Tally evangelist with 18 plus years of experience. He specializes in Tally training, implementation and customizations. He has imparted training to more than 10,000 participants. He is also a co-convener of Chambers of Tax Consultants. Anand sir has curated this session so that the newer features of TallyPrime, such as the dashboards and the Excel import, keeping in mind dashboard only today, as to how can we utilize dashboard optimizing benefits for our business. And so thank you, Anand sir, for taking out time and curating this very informative session. I'm sure most of them are going to gain a lot of insights through this. So over to you.
Thank you, Komal. First of all, thanks for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to address this community. So today's topic is very interesting. Tally dashboards. So dashboards has been recently introduced by the Tally in release 4, and I'm sure with the time it will get improved more and more. So today what we are going to do is we are going to introduce you to the Tally dashboard. How do we use it? What are the functionality? That's part one. And part two would be, I will be sharing my experience about how do we create a meaningful dashboards for the companies. And the third, if you are a practitioner, if you are a chartered accountant, tax practitioner, how do you create the dashboard at your office and then at a click of the button, replicate the same at your client's place? So saving a lot of time and energy and bringing a lot of uniformity. So this is a broad agenda. So I'm just sharing my screen. Yeah. So as in session name is Tally Dashboard for Business Growth. Right. So what we'll do is the presentation is only one slide just for my reference that this is what I'm going to cover. Rather, we'll be speaking more onto the Tally screen. So we'll begin with the Tally dashboard introduction and the basic navigation, that how do we create dashboard, what are the options available there, what are the fundamental logics there. We do those things. Then we'll create the 2 or 3 live dashboards, picking the few of the options there, manipulating it, bringing in the numbers, making sense of the numbers. So we'll create the 2 or 3 live dashboards. We'll also look into the how do we define user rights for the dashboards. And then, as I told you, tips and tricks to reuse the dashboard. So this is what the broad agenda is. As this is nothing to do with the new data entry or creating any function or enabling, disabling any option. So it is a quite different from the all other Tally sessions in that way. We are today going to talk only and only on the reporting aspect of it. So when we talk only and only on the reporting aspect of it, a lot depends on the underlying data and the underlying configuration. So let me just share the Tally screen. This is Tally dashboards is introduced in the release 4.0. Before that, it was not there. So now if you see, a new option has come on the gateway of Tally at the end. It is called dashboard. So the moment you go here in the dashboard, all right, this is one default dashboard given by the Tally. Any company you open, any client company you open, this will be the default dashboard which will be available to you. So each of the part in this dashboard is called the tile. Okay, and there are few basic functionality which I want to explore today. For example, if you see on the right bar, first we'll talk about the right bar. There is a period option. Okay, there's a period option. So if I click on the period, again there are 3 different options: F2 period, Alt F2 period, and Control F2 with a double underline is a Control F2 period for all tiles. So basically F2 and Alt F2 is the same. So let's say, for example, here I am currently into the cash in and outflow, cash inflow and cash outflow tile. If you see, the period is 1st April 20 to 31st March 20. If I just press F2 or Alt F2 and change the period to 1920, only that tile period will change, all other will remain as it is. Okay, but if I press Control F2 or if I click here and press period for all tiles, and then change the period, then it will be changed across all the tiles. Okay, so this is one basic functionality. Again, I'm changing back to 2021 for all of them. All right. So now I've changed. This is the basic one function which we should be aware, that the dashboard which is available to you, tiles period can be different, or if you want to make the same, you have to make sure you use the Control F2. Then at the downside there, if you see, there are 4 buttons which is relevant to this dashboard features. One is expand tile, second is add tile, third is configure tile, and fourth is remove tile. This 4 option will determine how my dashboard looks like, what are the tiles available, what are the configuration available in that. So let us look at that one by one, this dashboards. One is, first I will say expand tile. So if I'm at any tile and if I say expand tile, it will give me that tile only on the screen. So if I say Alt V, see, it will pop out. That tile will pop out and I can look at that tile. Again, if I press escape, it will go back to normal. Again, at this level or at expand tile level, I can press enter and Tally will give me the, again, the same user experience of a drill down features. All right. So I can drill down till the entry level in from dashboard also. So that experience remains the same. Again, even in the expand tile, I can go there and keep on going inside for the details. So that's the best way of the Tally of doing the things. So one is expand tile. Second, more interestingly, would be add tile, which will be using a lot of time after we finish our default dashboards. So add tile, I can add the new tile, Alt A. If I add tile, Tally has given me so many options to add the tiles. Trading detail, accounting ratio. We'll explore few of the tiles today in greater detail. So one is the tiles related to the accounting, then the tiles related to the inventory, bank, and the statutory. These are the 4 brackets in which the Tally is given. Let me just add 1 or 2 tile and see how does it look like or what information it gives me. Okay, so first I'm going to add the accounting ratio tile. The moment I say add accounting ratio, if you see now a new tile is added at the end, accounting ratio. Okay, so it is as simple as that. I go to the add tile. Let me add one more. I go add tile and I say receivable payable. It will add that tile. Okay, it will keep on adding. There is no limit on the vertical scrolling. It will keep on adding the tiles one after another. Okay, so again, let's say I'm at the accounting ratio. Okay, before I go to the next option, how do I migrate to the different tiles using the keyboard? So for that, I use the control and the arrow keys. If I say control and the right arrow key, it will move to the right side. Control down arrow key, it will move to the down side. Okay, so it's basic functionalities. So I have added the accounting ratio tile here. Now, by default, Tally has given some configuration, some size, and some information. Now it is up to me to decide what information I require in this tile. So the next option is configure tile. So I go to the configure tile option. I can change the name of the tile if I require. So I can say financial ratio. It is entirely up to me. How do I want to name this tile? And what all information I need this in tile. Show working capital turnover ratio, show inventory turnover, current ratio, quick ratio. So let me add a few of them. I want to add current ratio, quick ratio, debt equity ratio. Let's say I don't want to add working capital and operating cost as of now. And at the end, it asks me position of the tile. There are currently 12 tile and this tile is positioned at 11 number. If I want to change the position, I will have to come here and change the position. Let's say if I give this position as tile number 1, then this will be the first tile in my dashboard. Okay, so this is how I place my dashboard. Pretty simple. Yes. So I can keep on configuring these tiles. I can keep on changing the position of the tiles. I can keep on adding the information onto the tile, and each of the tile has this configure tile as a different option. So in the financial ratio tile, when I click the Alt C, configure, it gives me this option. But let's say if I were to go to the cash inflow and outflow tile and press Alt C, it will give me altogether different option related to that tile. Okay, so it is like our F12 in all the reports, but instead of the F12, it is a configure tile here. Each of the tile will have a different options available based on the information in that tile. Okay, so this is what it is. So let me add one or two more tile just to explain you and configure. So I say add tile, I say trading details. The moment I say trading detail, you see one tile is added here. Again, if I say expand tile, it will give me this detail view. And if I say configure tile, it will ask me what I want to add. Okay, what the name I want to give it. So let me just say I want to give it a name. Maybe trading detail is fine. I want gross profit and the net profit both. Yes. Show sales amount, show purchase amount, show direct expenses, direct income, indirect expense, indirect income. So I can configure what I want and what I don't want at this tile level. Further, for this tile, it is giving me one more option, display type. Whether I want data only, whether I want graph only, or whether I want data and graph both. Okay. So let me just select another option, data and graph, to see how it looks like. The moment I select data and graph, again within the graph, it asks me two options. What is a graph type? Bar diagram or a line diagram? Currently, Tally gives me only two options, bar and line. It will add the in future more, but currently it is giving me two options, and which is I think more than sufficient for the financial information, right? Then show percentage. I want show percentage, yes or no. Scale factor, whether I want this dashboards to be available in absolute numbers or 100, lakhs, millions, thousand, I can define those things. Sorting method, again within the tile, all the information should come amount as an increasing, amount as a decreasing, or default, and where would be the position of the tile. Okay, so likewise I can keep on designing what I want to see in this dashboards. I can configure. And the last is a remove tile, that is Alt D for delete. If I don't want any tile here, I can simply say Alt D and it will remove that tile. Okay. So these are the functionality, or you can say the basic navigation of the dashboards into the Tally. Any questions till now? These are the basic navigations part of it. Any question, please post it so that I can address this simultaneously, or I will move forward. Okay. So I will remove this tile.
Okay. There's a comment that what are you referring as a tile? So these are.
Yeah, go ahead. I could not get you.
No, in the chat, one person, if you just check the chat, person is asking, what are you referring as a tile?
Okay, so if you see currently my cursor, or if you see the yellow color, cash in and outflow, this is called tile. If I press Control down arrow, this is another tile. This is another tile. So we put a tiles in our house or a bathroom at different tiles. This is a different tiles in the dashboard. Okay, so let me try to explain one more. Let me just delete all the tiles here. There is no option to delete all the tile at a go. I will delete all the tile. Okay, so this is now a blank canvas for me. This is a blank dashboard for me. Now I will add tile. The moment I say add tile, okay, and I say accounting ratio, one tile is added. This is called tile in the dashboard, or in the MIS reporting language. All the tiles put together is called dashboard, and each of the component is called tile. So this is one tile. Accounting ratio is a one tile. I can definitely configure the tile, expand the tile, remove the tile. If I add another tile, let's say I add trading detail. So that's a second tile. If I say add tile, I say maybe say assets and liabilities. So this becomes a third tile. Okay, I can keep on adding this type. I hope this is clear now. What is type? Yes. All right. All right. I will come to that. So this was the basic functionality. Another question asked in the Q&A is how this is going to be useful to the small business people. Definitely this is useful, and I will come to that. The first part, as I explained you in the beginning, is just navigating the basic feature and the functionality of the tag. Now the real fun starts. Okay. Before I jump onto that, there is one feature, another feature which was introduced by the Tally called Save View. So whatever configuration I do of the tile here, whatever dashboard I create. So let's say I'm just adding few more tile here. Let's say this is the dashboard I want to see. Now I can save view. There is an option on the right side called save view. You can also press Control L for that. So I'm just adding save view. You can say my dashboard. I'm just giving it today's name for my reference. Okay. And just I'm saving this. I will come to the all other option later on. That's all. So this is kind of a one report is created by me, and I have saved that as a view. Next time I can press on go to and say, where it went. Yeah, my dashboard 15th May. This will be readily available. So now combination of the dashboard and the sales view, you can actually create your desired report and view. Now I'm going to create one live dashboard here. Okay, I'm going to create a. Till now, what we discuss is about only the feature and functionality. Tally में क्या होता है, कैसे होता है, क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to create this a new dashboard here, and let's see how does it look like. In this example, if you see here, I want to see few of the things, like I want to see my cash and bank balance, because as a small businessman, I'm always on the top of my cash flow कि मेरे बैंक में कितना बैलेंस है, मुझे कितना पेमेंट करना है. So on the one side, I want to see this cash and bank balance. So I had created that dashboard. Let me first show you the dashboard, and then I will recreate that for you. So I've created this business overview dashboard. Okay. See, for my small business, I want to see what is my cash and bank balance, how much is lying in cash, how much is lying in the bank, and maybe the percentage of that. So first is the cash and bank balance is what I want to see. Second, as a businessman, I'm always interested into my sales and my profitability. So I want to see my sales, my profitability, right? Then, as a small business owner, I'm also interested to know which are my outstanding. Out of that, which are the top 5 or the top 10 outstanding of the customer, right? So I will say my customer outstanding as well as my vendor outstanding. किससे पैसा लेना है, किसको देना है, right? Again, for the sales, I would also like to say my quarterly sales trend, correct? Then my expense detail, expense trend, and the customer collection average. On an average, में मेरा business कितने दिन में customer से पैसा collect करता है. This is a basic dashboard which I want to see every day. One option is obviously this reports are somewhere available in the Tally. I can go to the 9-10 different reports, pull out the information and keep noting it. Or I can create one dashboard like this, put it as a save view, put it as a default view, and next time I open the Tally, I just go to this one report and all these figures are available to me at a click of the single button, right? So will this be interesting to you? Yes, as a small business owner, some of the data points which otherwise will be available into 9, 10, 15 different reports will be available to you as a one single screen, right? So I'm going to recreate this. So let me just recreate this. I'm going to the dashboard. First, again, I will make it a blank slate here. Okay, first I will make it a blank slate here and start with the first thing first. Okay. All right. So this is a blank slate. Now I'm going to create that dashboard live with you right now. Although I have that with me, but I'm going to create live with you. So first, I want my cash and bank balance. So I will say add tile. I'm going to search for the cash and bank balance. So as I told you, Tally has given me currently option to add tile into 4 brackets: accounting, inventory, statutory, and bank and cash. So I'm first going to say cash and bank account. I'm just adding cash and bank. However, if you see, my dashboard was little different than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure this tile. So I'm saying configure the tile. Okay, so cash bank account, I would say cash and bank balances is what I'm interested into currently. Show cash in hand, yes, that is our option. I want to see that. So bank balance, yes. Type of the value, obviously the closing balance. I'm interested in the balance as on date and not the transaction value. I'm good with the data. Graph doesn't make sense for me in this style at least. So I'm saying give me only data. Show percentages, yes, it makes sense. Scale factor, I would say lakhs. Absolute number would be difficult to read. So I would say give me the scale factor lakhs, and the sorting can be default. Position is there you are. So my first tile is created. Out of those 10 tiles, 9 tiles, first tile is created. Okay. Now second, I want a sales. So are you good with the first tile? So then I will move to the second tile. Okay. So I'm going to add the another tile here. Add tile. Now sales, there are few options here. You have to really explore few options before you close down on the one option. For example, very misleading here is a sales trend. If you click on the sales trend, definitely it will give you the sales trend. You can configure that, saying that, you know, I want maybe say monthly and data and graph, bar graph, so on and so forth. However, since I've done the basic research, I'm letting you know that this sales trend tile will give you the sales figure along with taxes. Okay, so whatever is available in the sales register, that is what this figure will give you. 60 to 45 is a figure available in the sales register. But I don't want this. I want my P&L figure. So let me just go to the P&L and find out. Is this the same thing? No, my P&L figure is little different. I want my P&L sales to appear in my dashboard. See, both the options are valid. It is not that one is good, one is bad. It is up to you what sales you want to view on the dashboard. Whether you want to view the net sales without taxes, or whether you want to view the gross sales along with the GST and all other taxes. For me, I don't want to view along with the taxes. I want to view net of taxes. So what I will do is I will delete this tile. I will add tile and I will say trading details. Add trading details. But trading details give me a lot of other stuff. So what I will do is I will configure the tile. I will say sales details, or I will simply say sales numbers. It's up to me how I want to name. I don't want to see any profit, any loss onto this. I just want to say show sales amount group summary. That's all. Purchase, I don't want to see. And I want to see only data, right? Scale factor, again, rupees in lakhs. Sorting default. See, it gives me only one number, that is a sales, and figures is in lakhs. So what I'm trying to say is Tally has given you the option to add tiles. There may be 10 more information there. You just pick up what you want to see and just stick to that. Okay. Next, I want to see the profitability. So again, I will add tile. But if you see there is no this thing which can give me the profitability. Again, the net profit trend is there. But again, if I configure that tile and I say I want to have the data only. Okay. Again, it is giving me the net profit trend because the name of the tile is a trend. So it will give me the monthly net profit, which I don't want. I want first as a single figure. So I will just go and remove this tile. Instead, I will say add tile. Again, I will say add trading detail. And again, I'm going to configure that tile. I will say net profit. I would say show me only net profit and make all other option as no. Again, I'm good with the data only, and the scale factor I want as a lakhs. That's all. So at first go, I know how my liquid position is looking like in the business. What is the net cash available, cash and bank? What are my sales number? What are the profitability? Right now, after the sales number and profitability and the cash and bank balance, I may say that give me the top customers. Okay, top collections. So I'm saying add tile. Again, there are various options. There is an option of a receivable and payable. I can use that, or I can say top group and the ledger. I am personally using this top group and the ledger, and I am saying give me the sundry debtors. There you go. It gives me the top group and the ledgers. I am again going to configure the tile, and I would say customer outstanding top 5. Country data, highest to lowest, ledger wise, closing balance, show group with the ledger with the zero balance, no number of the groups or a ledger to display. I'm good with the 5. I can make it 6, I can make it 4, I can make it 10. I want only data. Again, I can say give me in lakhs. There you are, my customer outstanding top 5. Okay. So next I want to add my maybe the vendor outstanding. So again, I would use the same tile and say top group this thing, and I would say sundry creditors. Again, I would configure and say vendor outstanding top 5, highest to lowest, method of info ledger wise, type of the value closing balance, top 5, and display type data, and the scale factor is lakhs. That's all. And I'm adding the information which is more meaningful to my business, which I want to see. All right. So any question you can keep on asking, because there are a lot to explore. Can I show the total of top 5 ledgers? No, because currently that option is not there. You cannot display the total here. Okay, but yes, valid suggestion which we can definitely forward to the 10. Okay, the customer outstanding, vendor outstanding has been done. Now let me say that I've done the sales number, but I want to see the how this 55 lakhs of the sales is being happening on a quarter on quarter. So again, I can say add tile. I can say, let me just again add the maybe say trading details. Not sure. Let me just try. Configure tile. I would say quarter. Sales. Say none. No. I want to see graph only and bar diagram. Okay, so this is how it is looking like. Okay. Fair enough. But this is not giving me the right picture currently. Okay. Let me just go to that presentation and see how it is looking. Quarterly sales for sales account. Okay, so this is not the right way to do this. So I will just remove this tile. I'm just adding the tile in some other way. So I'm saying again, I'm adding the top group of or ledger. Let's say some predators, and I will configure the tile. So say sales, the sales account. This is also not the right way to do it. Okay, let me just go and check where I done that. So I'm just going to the business overview dashboard, quarterly sales trend, and I'm saying configure tile. Okay. So likewise, I can keep on adding more and more tiles. So one was this. Similarly, see again, some of the times I may have to say I need to rearrange this data. So I would say quarterly sales trend, expense detail, expenses, customer collection. Customer collection, I want just below my customer outstanding. So how the tally counts this tiles is, it counts horizontally. So cash and bank is counted as a first, sales is counted as second, profitability is counted as third, customer outstanding 4, quarterly sales trend 5, expense detail 6 in my dashboard, vendor outstanding 7, customer collection average 8, and expenses. So I want this customer average to come as a below the my outstanding. So I'm just saying configure and make it a 7 instead of a 8. All right. So this is how it will look like. So yeah, just going back to my dashboard. You've got the basic gist about how to navigate, how to do this stuff. So any question in this, I will definitely answer, or else I will keep on adding few tiles just to make this as a complete this thing. I'm just configuring the accounting ratio tile, and in the accounting ratio, I'm saying that I just want the receivable turnover ratio. All right, so this is what how it will look like. Okay, so then I'm saying adding more tile here. I'm saying the group trend, saying sales, and I will just configure that tile. I would say sales. I want to have the quarterly, and I want to have the graph only, bar graph, and 8. Yes, this is how it will look like. And maybe I will add the expense this thing. So I would say add group trend, and I would say indirect expenses. I will configure, and I would say indirect expense trend quarterly. So this is how I keep on creating the dashboard which is meaningful to me. Once I create this dashboard, what I will do is I will make a save view. Okay, I will make a save view, and I would say let's give it some name. Let's say Anand dashboard 15th May 24. Okay. Now, please, now I'm going a little bit into the save view also. Set this as a default view. No. Show additional configuration. Yes. Save view for all companies on this computer or only for this company. Again, you are getting both the option. If we say all companies on this computer, so whatever company I open in the tally in this computer will get this dashboard by default. If I say only this company, then this will be available only in this company. Okay. So now at the beginning, I was talking about all the tax consultant and the practitioner can reuse the dashboard. How they can reuse, I'm just trying to explain. So for that purpose, you say save view for all the companies on this computer. Okay. Save with the selected period. You may not save with the selected period because it will open up with the current period. That's all. So this is done. So now that same dashboard will be available to go to Anand DB dashboard 15th May 24. If I click, this is readily available. I need not reconfigure this. Okay. Now, kindly appreciate as a chartered accountant and the tax practitioner, you understand the numbers better. You will know what you need to see in the dashboard. You can actually design a CEO dashboard or a CFO dashboard, or maybe for the, let's say, the GST compliance dashboard, which I will cover in the later part of the session. You create that one dashboard and make it a save view. The moment you do that, please understand, I'm now right clicking onto the tally icon and I'm saying I'm going to the properties. Basically, I'm going onto the tally application folder, open file location. Is it visible? Open file location. Is the folder visible? TallyPrime folder. Yes. Okay. Fine. So in this TallyPrime folder, there is a folder called config. If you go inside the config folder, there is a folder called report views. Whatever views you create and make it as a save view for all the companies, one separate file would be created here. So see, dashboard report, my dashboard 15th May. Dashboard report, Anand dashboard 15th May. This is a dashboard what we have created. You just copy this file, go to your client place, open his tally, go to config folder in his TallyPrime folder and paste this file. This dashboard view would be available to him. Does it make any sense? Yes. So let me just copy this file. Okay. Put it onto the desktop for the time being. I just put it as a on the dashboard for the time being. Okay, I'm just closing this company. Okay, I'm going to the config file and I am deleting this file. Okay, now in the tally, I'm restarting the company tally 4.0 dashboard, the company with which we are working on. If I say go to, this view is not available, right? Because I have removed that file. That dashboard is not available. Fair. Now again, so this is your, assume this is your client machine where this is not available. You have taken that file with you on the pen drive or on the email. Now again, you copy that file and put it into the config folder in the report view section. Now this has come. Now again, you open that company. All right, just say go to. I will need to maybe rewrite the data once. I will need to restart the tally for with admin rights. So allow me a minute. I will do that. Just giving the path of today's session. Give me a minute. See now, this has now come. On restarting of the tally, it has now. So idea is you create the dashboard at your office about which information is relevant to the client. You give it a name like GST compliance dashboard or the CFO dashboard or maybe the uh, accounting ratio dashboard. Just create those dashboard at your company level. Yeah, it is portable one. Now it is no need to create at a client place. It is completely portable. You just need to save it as a for all the companies, and then in this, I'm explaining you once again. since it is asked, any dashboard you create, just make it a save view. While doing a save view, just make it save for all the companies. Okay, the moment you do it for this all the companies, and the name you give business overview. Okay, in this case, then in this tally folder, there is a folder called config. In the config folder, there is a folder called report view. So in the TallyPrime folder, exe folder, there is a folder called config. In the config folder, there is a folder called report view. And in the report view, it will start with the name dashboard and then the name which you have given. So dashboard, report, business overview. So this file you need to copy paste into the client's config and it will be readily available on restarting of the tally. You need not create this. Why I'm saying it again and again? You apply your mind just once and you can actually provide the consultancy of creating the dashboards for the clients, giving the consultancy on the dashboard to the client. Maybe let's say you are doing some retainership with the client or internal audit with the client or advisory services to the client, and you say that every month we'll discuss on this 10, 12 different data points about how your business is progressing. You just create that dashboards in your office, go to his place, open his tally, and this report is readily available to you without you going to the 10 different place in his tally. So isn't this a great? If you like this feature, give a thumbs up into the chat section, because this is, I feel it's a very wonderful feature which can be reused again and again. We need not reinvent the wheel every time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. So great. All right. Thank you. So now let me just go and create one more dashboard, which I feel is very relevant for all the practitioners for the GST compliances. Okay. Now a lot of clients have started using the GST compliances in Tally. How do we do it? Is what I want to show you. I have already created one. So I will just show you here, and then I will try to recreate this along with all of you here live. So what I've done is here is no graphics, only the data points. Like what is the sales for the period? Okay, let's say if I'm talking about the March or a full year, what is the sales for the period? What is the GST liability at the period end? This is the two data point I want. Third data point I want is what is the tax liability overall. After this financial number, I want to see what is the tax status vis-a-vis books. So for example, what are the GSTR1 pending points? Now, all of us know that when we go to the file the GSTR1, so let's say if I go to the GSTR1 here in the tally, okay, if I go to the GSTR1, there is always an option uncertain transaction, which I need to clarify before I can actually file my GST return. Okay, so let's say if I do it for this year, so it will give me, these are the pending queries. In other words, these are the pending queries in my GSTR1. So my GSTR1 data is still not matching with my books of accounts, in other words. So what I did is, I have created those compliance status here saying that GSTR1 में कितनी query pending है. Okay. So pending points of the GSTR1, pending points of the GSTR3B, pending points of the GSTR2A RICO and 2B RICO and the GSTR1B. So this at a glance, this 6-7 data points at a glance gives me the fair idea about what is the GST configuration in the tally my client has done, whether he's whether he's passing all the entries as required by the GST properly into the accounts, and whether my GST return and my books are matching. Okay, so this one dashboard can actually give me a very good overview about the GST compliance status of my client. And again, client may or may not use it. You create this dashboard for your use. Whenever the client data comes to your office, you just open this dashboard, it is available. Instead of going into 3-4 different reports, this readily available. Did you like this GST dashboard? Then I will recreate. Yes, I will send you directly the file. Yes. Okay, give me thumbs up if you want me to create here live with you, that how do we create this stuff. Yeah. Okay. So again, the basic idea remains the same. I go, I create a new dashboard, add tile, and all these tiles I keep on adding. So let me just go to one of the dashboard again. Okay, I will again make it a blank slate here just to have the clear view. All right, it's a blank slate. So let me just do this. So I'm saying add tile. First, I want my sales data, right? So I would say top group or the ledgers. I would say sales. That's all. My first, and here I don't want rupees in lakhs. So I'm not going to configure this tile. I want the absolute numbers here. Okay, you can have the rupees in lakhs or the graph, but that doesn't make sense actually. So again, this is the first. Then the second tile I'm adding here is, let's say the GST ledgers I want to see. So again, I would say top group at the ledgers, and I would say fees and taxes. GST ledgers has come in. Okay, so these are the two ledgers I wanted. Another I wanted is the GST liability maybe. So GST payable. So I would say, sorry, I would say add tile. I'm going a bit fast now because you understood the basic concept. If you want to me to slow down, please indicate. So I would say give me the ledger of let's say GST or taxes only. So it gives me the same. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay. So these are the financial number. Now let me add the statutory part of it. I would just say add tile. In the add tile, at the end there is an option called statutory. Again, these are no new invention by me. These are given again. I will keep on adding this GST pending points onto the dashboard and it is available. So I'm saying GST pending action. I would say GSTR1. First add pending action for GSTR1. Okay, so it has come in. Now I will again add a tile and I will say GST pending action GSTR3B. Okay. Add tile GST liability ITC. So as reflected in the GSTR3B. Okay, so this has come. Now I want this to be a third tile. So I'm just saying configure tile, show it as a 3 of 5. Okay, so all my financial numbers are in one row and all pending action are in the second row. Fair? So I will say add tile. So I have done pending action. Now I will say recon. Recon में क्या pending है? GSTR1 की recon में क्या pending है? Let us come. GSTR2 recon में क्या pending है? Again, all this, the moment you show this to the client, it may so happen that the client is not using the GST configuration correctly inside the tally. So again, there can be another assignment for you to configure the right GST masters and educate the client about the GST usage in the tally. So see, this has come now. So I will now simply go and say save view, and I would say GST control dashboard. I would say yes for all the companies. That's all. This is now available in my config file report section. You see here, GST control DB is now available. So I just copy paste this file, go to the client, add that, restart the tally, and my job is done. Let's say client is not using this, but client, I am doing a GST practice. Client is sending me the data for GST filing. Then also I will create this dashboard at my office level. Whenever the client data comes in, I will just open the data and just see one dashboard and saying that whether this is available. I'm not sure because whether I can add the file in the chat or no. If yes, I will definitely add this. There is no proprietary to this. Okay. So let me try. I mean, I'm not sure. Someone is asking for a file. Let me try and add one file here. Dashboard report control. Umal, can we add the file in the chat? I'm not sure.
So yes, but I think I'll have to do it. So if you can just put it in the chat, I will download that.
Oh, no, I can do it. I mean, that is available. Let me just. Okay. I'm just sharing it one example with them so that they have the fair idea about how this. TallyPrime.
So just instead of to host and panelists, change it to everyone now. I've just changed the rights.
Sorry.
So
Sorry, Komal,
once you attach, so once you attach, so in the chat, when you can see to host and panelist to everyone.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing it. Just give me a minute. But my question is, why you want me to send you the file? You understood the session, the recording would be available. You can anyway go and create. But anyhow, I will just sharing that dashboard report. Then the dashboard report, I can add only one at a time. So let's say I'm first sharing with the GST file. Yeah, here you go, Vikas, for you, the GST control file I already shared. You can download it, use it. And yeah. All right. Any questions we have for this? Because I'm pretty much done, except for the last one point. I'm pretty much done. So, any questions you have?
So there were 2 questions in the chat earlier. If that is addressed, one second.
Yeah. For this, no, I can see only one. One is answered. Okay. Sumit is asking for this AY. Other adjustments are to be done, or after entries are complete, this styles can be viewed. Sumit, I could not get this thing. Can you expand a little bit? I mean, basically this tiles will pick up the data from the report which is available in the tally. So based on whatever entries you pass, for this, no other adjustment needs to be done. These are the definitely you should have the tally release 4 or 4.1. This dashboard is completely available to you. There is no other adjustment needs to be done. It is available to all the things. PPT will be shared, but I don't know how far it will be useful, because it has only got the 5 slides, frankly. So this was the start. This was the start, which starting. This is the agenda. This is the screenshot of the 2 dashboard what we have created currently, and the last slide is just the thanks slide. Nothing else is there except my contact.
And the recording will be made available, so people can refer to it later on.
Yeah, true, correct.
So I think Mr. Sumit has reverted for any extra amount.
For this extra amount we need to pay. No, you should have the valid TSS license. That's all. Release 4 is there. No need to pay any extra amount. Komal, I'm sure I'm right about this.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
This is available.
Yes, sir.
This is available absolutely free of cost.
Yeah, as long as you have active TSS, as and when we bring out new features, it is available to use. Just all you need to do is upgrade.
Tally brought this dashboard feature in release 4. So if you have a release 4 or release 4.1, which is currently the latest release, this feature is available. If not, just get it updated. There is no additional charges for this feature. Correct? Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, Jaimin Bhai. Yeah. So I'm going to share the last point which I want to share for the today's session, and definitely we can keep on addressing the questions after that. Now, when you say add tile, if you notice, there is one more option here. Okay, so there's one more option, show inactive. If I click on show inactive, it gives me many other features also. But if you notice, this dashboards are related to the company-wise comparisons. So if I'm having the multiple companies, not only one company, but the multiple companies, I have a group of companies, and I want to see certain reports about those things. So one is a multi-company, one is a feature which are not yet activated in my company, like the order outstanding. Those details were not available. So it is showing in the gray color, or these 2 features. So let me just start one more company simultaneously and see how the dashboard looks like. So I'm just adding one more company here. Okay. So now there are 2 companies. So now if I go to the one company and go to the dashboard, okay, and now if I say add tile, now see these are now highlighted. Company-wise comparison of the GP, company-wise comparison of the NP, company-wise comparison of the sales, ledger, group, cost center, cost category. So certain features are available. So if I say company-wise comparison of the sales, so it will give me simultaneously ABC company में कितना sale है, Tele4 dashboard company में कितना sale है. Of course, the maybe that company is a dummy company, तो वहाँ पे data नहीं होगा. But likewise, you can have the company. Again, you can configure the tile, and you want to see the data graph or scale factor. All those things are available. So even comparison between the two companies you want to have on the dashboard, that is possible. I'm just deleting this tile and irrelevant in the current dashboard. So this is available. Okay, and few more information before we actually wind up the session from my side. Of course, now we have created so many dashboards, and now it may so happen sometime your people are playing around with the dashboard and they have created something and you want to delete those. So just go to F1 help. In the troubleshooting, there is an option delete views saved for this company or delete views saved for all the companies. So if you remember, while creating the dashboard, we have created a view. So if I delete this, delete view saved for all the companies, it will delete the files and all the views will be gone. Okay. Okay, I missed one point in my entire discussion. Let me just go to the one of the dashboards. Let's say the Anand DB 15th May. Okay. Now here, I've created this dashboard. Now user right. I want to create a user right and don't want to show certain information. So I can go to the company. I can go to the user roles. In the user roles, let me say data entry user. In the data entry user, if you see at the end, I want to see in the dashboard, but I don't want to see in the cash and bank account tile. Okay, this is what I want to put a restriction. I can do it tile wise. So I put this restriction on the data entry user, and let me just create one data entry user for this company. So I'm creating one user. So user is Parag, and I'm changing into the data entry. Password is, I know that password. Okay, so now let me just restart the company. Tele4 dashboard, and I'm going to log in with the user ID of Parag. Okay, now, of course, dashboard is available to him. The Anand DB 15th May is available to him. But if you see in the cash and bank balance tile, it will be referred to as a no access allowed. He cannot view my cash and bank. So I want to give him the this thing, but I don't want to see him the certain details, certain information. Then I can always restrict tile by tile. He cannot view my cash and bank balance, or he maybe cannot view my sales account, net profit. So again, I'm changing the company from the admin ID. Just a minute. Okay. And I'm going to the user rights. Now, if you see, Tally has given, I'm just typing tile. I can restrict all the user by user, the tile wise, that which tile should be available to the user, which tile should not be available to the user. Correct? So that is possible. Okay. Now, so understood tile wise security, that I can give the tile wise security so that the user are not able to view the particular information within the dashboard. Now that brings me to the question, what if I don't want to give him the entire dashboard? This is a tile wise security. So एक dashboard पे 10 tile है, 10 tile में से 3 tile नहीं दिखाना है, I can very well configure within the tile. But what if I don't want to show him the dashboard? Then when you create the dashboard, and when you say save view, show additional configuration, just do it for your computer. Okay, this company, he will not be able to all the companies on this computer. So if you see all the companies on this computer, he will not be able to see on his computer. Okay, don't give him that TSF file, then he will not be able to view the dashboard. But that's a very crude way of doing it. There is no direct option in the Tally to restrict the entire dashboard view. You may have to restrict tile by tile, or other way around, you just create and save the view for yourself, for your computer. Do not save it for this company, otherwise that would be available too. I'm sure it will take some time for you to understand. Instead, restart the company. Now you can change the user. Yeah, all right. But thank you for the company balance. Yes, Jamin bhai, you are correct. All right. Any more question? It is possible to create interest yield performance for the various FDR on dashboard. Shruti ji, very good question. I would say that again depends on how you are configuring your ledger accounts and interest accounts. So if you created a separate ledger account for interest on FDR, okay, so you can always pick up the ledger detail and the FDR group detail onto the dashboard and see the performance for yourself. I mean, it will take some time for you to get used to this, but yes, it is doable. I mean, again, it depends on how you are configuring your basic accounting. So basically, you need to visualize कि मुझे डैशबोर्ड पे ये चाहिए तो रिपोर्ट में क्या आना चाहिए, वो फिगर मुझे कहाँ से मिलेगा. For example, I wanted to find out, I want to have the sales number on my dashboard. Now the sales trend, default dashboard, what Tally has given me, sales trend, it is giving me the numbers, but with GST. I wanted without GST. So again, it takes me back to कि मुझे without GST sales का number कहाँ से मिलेगा, PNL से मिलेगा या तो sales group से मिलेगा. So again, I went back and find out the group balance of the sales and brought it here. So it is like that. You will have to do little bit of the mind exercise before you actually start using this dashboard. But yes, once done, once exercise is done, it is reusable. You can do it. You can save time without going into the much of this thing. Yeah. Again, all standard options like email, print, export, all these are available. So I'm not going on to those options. So yeah. Yes, I'm very much done with the session. Any question, I'm ready to answer. Komal?
Yeah, that's what I say. In case you want to ask a question directly, you can raise your hand. We can allow to talk as well.
Yeah.
In the chat, sir, there was something on the trend. Have we answered that?
Yeah, I have answered that. So I have answered to Shruti, Vikas, Jaimin, Vanda was more of a contributing. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Atik, you have a query? You can ask.
Yes. So with inventory also you can do that. If you see in the dashboard creation feature, add tile feature, there are few options related to inventory also. So you can definitely add inventory detail, stock item trend. If I add inventory detail, if you see the closing details of the inventory is available, then if you add the inventory trend or the stock group trend, stock category, top stock group, this all would be available to you. Okay. So yes, inventory wise detail is also available. Yes. Thanks. Thanks, Atik. Yes. Yes, Vanna. Obviously, this is. Yes, I showed zooming of the tile, Vanna. Thank you for the reminder. And it is, as with the all the tally reports, it is real time. The moment you go to the dashboard, your reports are real time. So if you want, this is a top stock group, you just expand the tile, zooming, it is called zooming in. That is what the Vanna is referring to. Thanks, Vanna.
Thank you for sharing the file in the chat itself, so that I'm sure
yes.
People will be it will be helpful for the people. And definitely I could understand from the timing issues that some people might not be able to join. So we'll definitely upload the video in our YouTube as soon as possible, so that more people can benefit from this. Thank you, Anand sir, for this super informative session.
For inviting. Yeah, it was pleasure talking to all of you. I really enjoyed taking this session on the dashboard. Thank you so much, Komal.
Thank you so much. I'm now ending the session.